What's good? It's your boy Monsoon here. We are here tonight. I chose to come to the theaters tonight to watch the Chainsaw movie Reze Arc. I'm excited. I just wanted to, do a quick little intro. Just the vibes, I guess, tonight. We're all green, camo green. I'm about to get myself some crazy snacks, and I'm gonna let y'all know what I think about the movie after I'm done watching the movie. All right, let's get it. What's good, Monsoon Troopers? We are back from the Reze movie and we have made it back to the PC. And now it is time to talk about the Reze movie. After what I just witnessed, that was a great movie. I enjoyed it. There was a lot to enjoy. Mappo, again, like, when have they ever not been? They were in their bag once again with this one. If I had to rate it, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. There are some noticeable changes from the animation style from season 1, even just a little bit about how the general story of Chainsaw Man feels. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about everything good with the movie, everything bad, a little off. And of course, we're going to start off with some non-spoilers. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody. I truly don't want anyone to get spoiled, and I hope no one in the comments decides to spoil it either. And then we'll get into the spoilers. Starting off with the non-spoilers. The first noticeable change for this movie, or for the continuation of Chainsaw Man, is the art style change. The art style for sure changed. I don't know how noticeable it was for everyone in the trailers, but it was for sure 100% noticeable when I first decided to go watch the movie. I didn't 100% think this was a bad thing, but the main thing that did change that I did not like was Makima's eyes. If you watch season 1, I feel like they put like a huge emphasis or just complete detail animation into Makima's eyes. They never animate Makima's eyes badly. It always looks like you're looking into like the depths of some abyss, and it looks beautiful. And now the shading's a little different. They don't have nearly as much detail in her eyes. It just looks a little bit more basic. The outlines for the characters are less thick, and usually when they do that, the animation quality does increase. But as a result, the detail in the characters do decrease. It's like a trade-off. We do get some better shading in general. Like, you even see it with One Piece, like when they transitioned from Whole Cake to Wano. The whole new animation style, there's not nearly as much detail in the character, but in terms of animation, we get a lot more clean, fluid animation, and that could be said with this Chainsaw Man movie. In terms of the quality of the movie, I think the movie was very high quality. The story follows Denji going through another arc in his life as he continues to be a part of the Devil Hunters. And if I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sure why they decided to make this a movie. Maybe they just wanted the whole Reze experience to be remembered as a movie. This just felt like, storyline wise, I don't know how much has changed from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. Like, just where the main character's at, it doesn't feel like too much has changed. Kind of like when you watch some random slice of life anime and they go through some crazy stuff throughout the episode, and then by the next episode they're at the very same place they were at the start of the last episode. Now, do I recommend watching this movie? If you're a fan of the Chainsaw Man series, I think it's pretty good. They did a great job of keeping that same Chainsaw Man feel, as in that same like little slice of life, eerie, devilish world anime feel. They keep that whole thing. The soundtrack is still there, but I do at the same time wish they kept that one soundtrack that they used for backstories in season 1. That is just so like blissful to listen to. That's something that just blesses my ears every time I hear it. I wish that continued to stay in this movie, but it wasn't. And of course, the animation style made the whole little feeling of the OG Chainsaw Man, it did make it feel a little different. I'm not 100% mad at the only thing, I swear, the only thing I'm mad at is the eyes. I won't forgive them for changing Makima's eyes. That's as much as I have to say in terms of non-spoilers. Now, I do need to talk about some stuff about the movies. We're jumping into spoilers right now. Reze, my goodness, what a character. She goes through this whole arc with Denji, pretty much seducing Denji throughout the whole first half of the movie, and then out of nowhere she turns on Denji and she's pretty much aggro for the whole last half of the movie. Her powers, insane, right? Just bombs everywhere. She's moving like Prime Iron Man, just using her bombs as boosters and generally just creating explosions everywhere. She's a clean character. But even that, like with her character at the end, like I wish that they included her backstory in the movie. I felt like there was a perfect time for them to include her backstory, and that's like kind of how they do it in Demon Slayer, like right before the character dies. They could have did her whole backstory, and that would have kind of explained why she decided to go back to Denji, and then we'd see her get killed by Makima. Missed opportunity. I wish they didn't include that in there, but maybe they didn't also include her backstory in the manga. I did not read the manga. Maybe there's some details about that they wanted to keep hidden. That being said, Makima. What the hell? Every time I feel like I think I have a somewhat understanding of her powers, she always pulls off some new weird shit. Rats coming out of nowhere? Where did that come from? It was just a build up of rats and then she was there. I would have been freaked out. If I was in Reze's position, as soon as I saw the rats, I'm pulling my thing. Like, I'm becoming a demon, because no, that was the least normal appearance I've ever seen. That being said, also Makima hinted at listening in on Reze's conversation. Like, she knew her whole answer to the rat question. Maybe she appeared with the rats because they were talking about rats or something. I think Makima knew that Reze was going to appear there because she has like a tracking bug on Denji or something. Somehow she's listening to Denji's conversations. I don't know how that works, but she knew that one of her options was to come back to Denji at the cafe, and all she had to do was track where Denji was going to be. It's so weird to think about. I'm starting to view Makima more as a villain. I know like all these anime spoilers kind of painted her as a villain, but she knows so much. Like, her name comes up so much when they're talking about Gun Devil Army associates or connections. It's like she knows all of it, but she's not going to tell anyone their plan on that and just let people die. I think she knew about Reze too, and she let that whole situation play out. It's weird to think about. But moving on to other characters like Denji. Denji, pretty clean, even though he was getting launched across the city. We got to see some new Chainsaw Man stuff. He was using his chains and moving a lot more crazier. The Shark Fiend also hinted at the OG Chainsaw Man using his chains like Spider-Man or something. So we might see that in the future, just like a Chainsaw Man swinging across the city. That might be pretty clean. I think Denji, he was moving pretty good that whole movie. He wasn't making any mistakes or anything. I think the only questionable thing he did was at the end when he was like, you know what, let's run away. I want to run away with you, Reze. Like, that's the only questionable thing he did. There was no way he could have predicted that Reze was a villain. That wasn't his fault at all. I think anyone given his position would have done exactly what he did. Go skinny dipping at the night in the middle of school, like flirt with a pretty girl at a cafe every day. Like, I get it, Denji. I'm right there with you. But yeah, this is the only thing. Just at the end, he was willing to throw it all away, which is just a little weird. He did also say in season 1 that he doesn't really care whose side he's on, as long as he's on a side that takes care of him the best. If he teams up with Reze, then he pretty much has a pretty girl by his side all the time. He would be taken care of, at least his heart would be. Aki, clean. He was moving clean. Angel Devil was pretty cool too. I'm truly wondering what's going to happen for Aki. His lifespan's going to shorten, but he's not going to die with his lifespan. The future devil says he dies a crazy death, so we'll literally have to see what happens, but he's just running towards a crazy end. Violence Fiend was cool. Only thing that was left unanswered was Kobeni. Oh my goodness, she had a horrible experience once again. I hope she's alive. I don't think they confirmed if Kobeni was alive or not, because she was just on her knees begging Reze to keep her alive. Her legs didn't work. It's like, please. She's a funny character. I hope they didn't kill her off. They wouldn't off-screen her. Nah, they wouldn't. In season 1, it felt like they were a lot more loose with killing off main characters, or like characters with more screen time. This time, it felt like the main people who were dying were people who had like no screen time, like 2 seconds of screen time. It's like, all right, let's fight, and then we're dead. Or even regular civilians who just got caught in the chaos of Reze's bombs. So I mean, I was expecting to see some more main cast deaths. I thought for sure they might kill off the shark dude at the end when he was taking all those bombs. He somehow lived. Maybe that's a change for the anime, or maybe they got lucky in this arc. I don't know. But that was just a noticeable change. And also, when I was first watching this movie, like the first 30-45 minutes in, I was like thinking, is this really Chainsaw Man? If you watch the first 10 episodes of season 1, so much blood and gore. Denji gets stabbed by all these zombies, gets cut up and put in the trash can. blood everywhere. Even when he becomes Chainsaw Man, blood just oozing out of everything. It took a lot longer for blood to really appear. So I was like, damn, did Chainsaw Man get like more tame? That's what I was genuinely wondering. And then all that crazy stuff happened at the end. I wonder if this means that we're going to see a little less blood in Chainsaw Man as Denji tames his powers more and gets more skillful with his abilities. That could be a potential change. Other than that, I don't really have too much to say about the movie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm somewhat hoping they revert back to like the season 1 style for the next season. Just a little bit. I don't mind that newer style for the clean fight animations because they're probably going to have more intense fights in future seasons. But I can't lie, I do really miss Makima's eyes. That was like something that really draws you in the first season, I feel like. With that being said, when you guys watch this movie, let me know what you guys are thinking. We might have similar opinions. Why not share yours in the comments? With that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.